Welcome back to Westbridge Hills, episode 15, with me, MrSealyp. We are back on Westbridge Hills. It's been a while. A lot more greenery becomes apparently obvious, having done Smoky Mountain logging for 6 episodes. But there is work to be done, plenty to be done. Fields are growing to my left, field 15, sugar beet on field 10, 16, 17, I've still got soy growing, barley down in field 6, I believe it's 6. Our chaff that was covered, blanketed, is now fermented. The cows have all been looked after, and I've got the case Puma with the mowers over at field 19, and that's just doing a second cut mow just to give us more grass ready for when we need it. So the worker is working away. I have purchased the complete, well, not a complete set, but a set of conveyor belts. I've got the Grimme TC 8016, which I'm towing. I've got the Grimme SL 8022 Quantum, and I've got the Leased S710, I think it is, the S710. This one I might not need to start off with, so I will just leave that here. Now, in previous Let's Plays, when I've done silaging and selling silage, it's been about making money, and with this much here, I will just double check this. I think it's 1.3 million, wasn't it? I think I had in it. Yeah, 1,370,174 litres. On other maps, when silage prices are very, very high, you can make a lot of money selling your silage, and it takes a while. And I said right from the word go on this is not about making money. Any money I do make on selling this silage, I'm going to plough into the sheep, into buying sheep, because we don't have any on this map so far. It is all about digestate. It's all about liquid slurry that's going to fill up this tank here, because I'm going to be using that for fertilising fields. That's the reason I'm doing it. I'm not doing it for money. If I look in the main menu, price for silage at the moment is wow, okay, 289. That is so low. $289. I'm not going to make hardly anything on this. No, I could wait for the price to come up, but realistically it's not about the money. It is about that. It should be about the money, but it's not going to be. So what I need to do then is set these up. I'm going to move this one out of the way to start off with. Or actually, no, I won't. This one needs to be set up first. I'll try and get it central. About there. And turn the engine off. And then this one I will set up between the two. As best I can. This may sell straight away because it depends on the length of the arm, but hopefully if I can get that just under there, like so. And now I don't know if that's going to reach. It should do. That's getting a real wobble on. There we go, drop that a little bit. Perfect. Now this will go so far and then stop, and then I have to move it again. The trouble is every time it stops the price will drop, and that's just unfortunate. That's one of those things. The money is going up, but it is going to go up incredibly slowly. It's not going to be like previous maps where it's just going up stupidly fast. But I'm going to make some money, which is the main thing. I have been doing contracting. That's what the little montage at the start. And what will happen now then is, as that's selling, this will start filling. At the moment, how many ribs have I got showing? 1, 2, 3, 4, then the top. So there are 4 ribs showing. If I just do that again. So fill level at the moment, digestate 1,977 litres and climbing. The more of that I sell, the fuller this gets, the more I've got for fertilising fields. And that shall continue. So I will bounce backwards and forwards. The problem is this will stutter and splutter every now and again. Every 3,000 is a new sheep. So we'll see how we get on. So I thought what I would do is, while the the silage is selling and the digestate tank is filling up, I've done the second cut on here, so the grass is starting to pile up, but also get over it with the fertiliser sprayer so that I get the maximum yield on the next cut. Once you cut it back to its lowest setting, it's not even a setting, is it? The lowest point that the mower will cut at, it takes it back to its first fertilising state, so then you can add a couple more in and get maximum yield. So I thought I'd leave the fertiliser chugging away doing this, and you can see it's darker behind than it is in front. If I look on the map, field 19 down the bottom, if I go to soil composition, It's now going to the next stage, and then when it grows on a little bit further, I'll do the last one, and there'll be maximum yield. I'm still waiting on field 15. When that goes to its next growth stage, I can put the last fertilising state on that. I think that's all my fields then, pretty much good to go. They just got to grow. I think I'm at a point now where I've sold enough. Silage, I can get 20 sheep, I think. I must be around that point by now, about 20 sheep. Like I said, any money I make from selling that is going to be for sheep, and the rest of it is going to be about the digestate. So I'm going to go back over now and have a quick look. Now what often happens is it is moving back relatively slowly, because you have to change the angle to get this right before you add in the last conveyor belt, which will help you get the distance down the bunker silo. Sometimes you have to turn this up, or turn this up, you turn the time up to ×5, because this fills up to a point where it will start to splutter and it can't cope with how much is in it, because it's actually digesting slower than you're putting in. There's no readout on there, it's a pity. So what you have to do is then turn exactly as I just said it. That is just typical. Okay, so if I go into settings, and as soon as you turn the time up, it's processing this quicker now. So as you can see, that's kind of flickering. Well, it is slowly going down. It just means that won't now splutter and stop. I need to check the price as well to make sure price hasn't dropped. It's all good. That will continue for a little bit longer. We are making money, not a huge amount, but more importantly, we are making slurry. One minor issue, and it is only a minor issue, when you turn the speed up, obviously your crops are going to grow a lot quicker. So field 13A has now gone into its first growth stage, or into its second technically. So I'm going to spray it, and field 15 has also done the same, so that will need to be sprayed or spread. It depends if I'm going to use a different vehicle or just move this one over. So it needs doing. Now slurry is still selling, or it might have faltered actually. We'll just have to go and check in a minute, but I needed to get this going. I turned the time back down again because it suddenly dawned on me that these crops were going to grow. I didn't want to leave the time banging along at ×5. By the time I get here, it's gone through all its growth stages and it's too late to fertilise or anything like that. So jumped on it quick now and get it sorted. Brilliant. Okay, we'll leave that to chug along. with the speed timed up or the time turned up to ×5. It is now 9 o'clock. We have got about 213,000 litres left in here, so not very much at all. And I've also added in, of the equipment I originally purchased has worked perfectly. I've just added in one Grimme TC 8016 in the middle. I leased that for about $900 and something, so not very much at all. And that's been fine for going right the way down as far as it needs to go to here. Now, admittedly, I might have to fiddle around in a minute. I might need to use the telehandler with the bucket. Now, if I'd have filled it right to the back end here, I would definitely do another one of those, just to extend it right the way along. Or you can use a wheel loader and shovel what's at the back here over the front to here and do it that way. If we go over to our slurry tank, digestate tank, whatever you want to call it, this is where it gets interesting. 349,000 litres, 43% full. And if you remember, we had 4 ribs showing at the start. We've now got 2, so it is filling up. We've got a fair bit of digestate here actually, 350,000 litres of it, so that should last a little while, so we can use that for fertilising fields, which means I'm going to need to buy a slurry spreader or a slurry injector of some description. The next time you see me, it will probably be the morning. I'll have sold all this and we'll see what we're left with over there. We'll work out how much money we've made and how much we've got available for buying sheep. But as it's getting dark now, it's a little bit harder to see, so I will leave you and I will see you in the morning. It is 8:21. Turn it off. 8:21 in the morning, and it was quite a foggy morning, so I had to go and kind of get through the fog. You couldn't see anything, but we are done. The silage is all sold. That is empty. Bit of a tidy up, move the conveyors over for the next time we need them, whether it be here or elsewhere, but they can stay here for the time being. I've just finished the 3rd fertiliser spraying, or the 2nd technically, on field 19, spreading, not spraying, sorry. So that's now ready to cut again, actually a 3rd cut, should I need grass, and I probably am going to need grass because I'm going to be buying sheep. As far as digestate goes, 410,780 litres, that's 51% full, so that's just over halfway, so that would put it somewhere around 800,000 litres if it was full. We've got plenty to play with, which means I'm going to need to get a slurry sprayer, whether it's a injector or not, I don't know. I've used the Venus. If I quick look in the store, slurry tanks, I've used the Venus, I think it is, the Premium Integral on law folds, but this is a big map, so I'm going to need something fairly large. I used the Zoonhammer setup on the back of the Terra variant as well. The Joskin Modulo, I kept saying Tornado, I don't know why, Modulo. The Modulo 2, the Tornado is the manure spreader, that's probably why. But that's fairly small, only 15,000 litres. So yeah, it might end up having to be the Venus again. But anyway, that said, obviously there's the setup here. That's what I used, the Zoonhammer, didn't I? And the Vibro on the back of the Terra variant. So there are a few options. I might just get a spreader, but then that tends to waste quite a lot of the slurry. What else? Oh yes, money-wise, 884,846 is what we're on now. Overnight, at midnight, the cows made us about 16,678, I think it was. Yeah. So we made a bit of a profit overnight. We didn't lose any money anyway, that's the main thing. So taking that into account, what we made by selling our slurry was about $393,000. That is going to be spent on sheep. It's going to be a lot of sheep. Some I will probably, what I will start off doing, I will lease the Art Mechanic trailer again. Let's jump in this and get this back while I'm talking. Keep doing that. Yeah, I'll probably lease the Art Mechanic animal trailer again. Do a load and see how many sheep I can get into one load. And then we'll get some sheep bought. All that work on this field 15 here when we did the silage harvest, the maize or corn, or whatever you want to call it, worked brilliantly. It's now all sold and we're exactly where we wanted to be. What I have also done was just topped up the animals. They needed sorting out. I've done another full load over here. Can I jump up on there? We have got another full load. Well, I'll say full, it's not quite full now because I used a little bit of it. But they're all doing okay. The manure is, well, it's piling up, not a huge amount. The weird thing is, oh no, I've got some in here as well. Brilliant. That was empty for quite a while. It just was grey in the bottom, but it is filling up a little bit. So we have got slurry all over the place. I'm thinking about getting a hayloft actually. So next time, rather than doing bales, having it all in a hayloft, having the straw and hay and the silage here. It's an option, it's an option, that's what I'm thinking. Might use conveyor belts, and then what I can do is get some out of the hayloft, dump it into a conveyor, dump it by the conveyor, and that can go into the back of the trailer. Different ideas. Anyway, let's get this back. That's what I intended doing. And because we had time set on ×5, as you can probably tell, a lot of the fields are pretty much ready. Field 20 just over there that has got corn in it is ready to harvest. Field 15 to our left is growing and hasn't got much longer left. Field 13A way over there is not far off being done. 16 and 17 are also ready to harvest. 10 ahead of me is ready to harvest. Field 6 down the bottom of the hill with barley is also ready to harvest. So I've got a lot to do, a lot of work to be cracking on with. The sugar beet harvest is going to be a big one because field 10 is a big field, so I might lease a couple of harvesters for doing that. I'm thinking just something a little bit different. But first on that list is definitely going to be sheep. But what I'm thinking before I even do that, this needs a wash and it needs refilling. The trailer never seems to get particularly dirty, but the tractor does for some reason. I don't know why. I'm thinking also of another tractor. We could definitely use one on the farm. I know we've got the Big Bud, I know we've got the Terra variant, but the Massey is only a little small one, kind of a yard shunting vehicle. Oh, can't take that with me, can I? No. Yeah, it's a little yard shunter really. The Puma's nice, but maybe an Optum. I want to get something bigger. I was thinking about maybe a Deutz-Fahr. Haven't used a Deutz-Fahr for quite a while. First things first, let's fill this up. He says. That's better. Just wasn't quite close enough. Does this have a fuel gauge bar or something on it? Oh, yes. Anyway, I'm going to fill these up and then we'll sort ourselves out with the animal trailer, get over and let's get some sheep bought. That was the whole purpose of this episode, was getting to that point. So I need to at least get some sheep, even if it's just one load. So back to the store, let's lease this trailer, get over to the livestock market, get our sheep underway, where would it be, animals, there we go, the Art Mechanic LS 540, 7,840, God. But it should save me money. In transport fees, especially the amount I'm buying. Now, something I did notice in the yard, which someone had mentioned before, the grain back, the auger wagon for the Terra variant, when you leave it and it sort of supports itself on its own legs, it sinks into the tarmac. And I've just noticed that, I hadn't done it before. That sugar beet field is going to take a while, and I'm going to get so much sugar beet off that, it's going to be crazy. Well, that's going to be an episode in its own right, I would imagine. See how it fares with this hill, because this is really steep. Not too bad, to be fair, but I did have a bit of a run up. Okay. So, oh, why did I think sheep were 3,000? It's pigs that are 3,000, aren't they? That's not going to get me as many as I thought it would. Oh well, that's right. Right. I can put 48 in here. Wow! full load, 48, 192,000. So I should end up with probably just under 100. I might use a bit of my own money actually and get 100 in total. Confirm. Yes, I do. I wondered why the trigger was put so close to the road. But right, let's get these down to the sheep pen. Then I think the next episode's going to be sorting the grass out, sorting the water out. I want to get the first load down there in this episode. That was my plan. Wow, there's a lot of sheep in there. Double decker. Right, let's back this round. Get this done. Unload from the trailer to the farm. 48 going in. Confirm. Yep. And there we have it. Our first sheep on Westbridge Hills. They are going to need water. They are going to need grass. Water. Grass. I think it's that way around. And then we'll start getting some wool on the go. Right, that's what I intended, and that is the end of this episode. We're back on Westbridge Hills, and we have made a bit of money, and we're now buying our sheep. Next episode, sorting those out properly. Then I've got some harvesting to do, sugar beeting, soybeaning, corn over the far side. The corn, when I harvest that, some of that's going to go over to be put into storage for the pigs, ready for when I start doing those. Things are progressing. I hope you've enjoyed the episode. If you have, give us a like. If you don't subscribe yet, please do. If you want to leave a comment, feel free. And if you want to share the video, please be my guest. Whatever you should choose to do, thanks for watching.